Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this month's For the Love of Crafting and Sharing. On the 20th of every month, I get together with a lot of my crafty friends and we have a fun hop with a different theme every month that was given to us by Nicole. She's Coley Bing here on YouTube, and of course her channel, along with all of the other ladies that are participating. All of the channels will be linked down below so that you can go and hop along today. And this month for August, the theme was classes, which I find is really a fun theme. So a little bit, I guess, in the spirit of back to school for some. In our case, it was to showcase and to use inspiration from some of the classes that we may have taken. And that is just a perfect prompt for me this month, because as you know, in September, I'm starting a series on my channel to get some of those classes finished and done. I take a fair amount, or I have taken a fair amount of online classes, but I don't finish many of them. So this is a perfect prompt to me. And I am so happy today to be sharing a layout that I did based on a class by my lovely friend Sara Scraps here on YouTube. And Sara has, at the moment, she had released on her website 3 classes, and she has now moved those classes together with a new class and many more to come to a new area here on YouTube, which is membership based. And for the 3 first classes that she did, which was Simple Elegance, how to create elegant and bring some elegance into your layouts, A Touch of Whimsy, which was adding whimsical elements and handmade whimsical elements to the layouts, and then her 3rd class that I took, which today's layout is based on, was Mixed Media Backgrounds Volume 1. So what I love about Sara's classes is they are different. They fill a niche. They are technique based often, and they fill a niche, and they bring inspiration from all sorts of realms other than scrapbooking into our scrapbooking. So if you're interested in some fun, because now of course that she is on the membership based here on YouTube, you can get access to all of her classes for something crazy like $2.99 a month or something. I'll put all the details down below. I'll put a link and just pop on over. I'm sure you already follow Sara, but if not, just pop on over and see if it's something that you might want to join. I think you might. So today's layout, as I mentioned, is of course based on her mixed media background class. So the actual background, which is the purples and these beautiful turquoises here, I will not go into detail as to how I made them or the technique that goes along with it, because of course that is the paid content. But I will tell you that I dug out my gorgeous Vicky Bouton art crayons to play with, and there are other mediums that I could have used for this background. This is what I had from the suggestions Sara had given. And this required very, very few tools. I used my Basil Avalanche cardstock. I'm really, really enjoying working with the Basil Avalanche. So Mary, if you're watching this, thank you so much for talking about that and inspiring me to buy some of that. So I got that portion of my background down, which was fun. It was a fun playtime. And then, because as you can see here, my photo is snow, scintillating snow a little bit, because there is obviously some sun shining in on the snow, and this will go into my Switzerland album. So I got my Paige Evans bubble or small dot stencil. This reminds me of snow, of falling snow, you know, bigger snowflakes, smaller snowflakes. So this reminds me a little bit of snow. Got my Vicky Bouton iridescent glaze out, which is almost finished. I'm telling you, I'm having to scrape the bottom and it's getting a little dry down there. So I'm going to need to get some more of that because I love it. And I did some stenciling in areas, not everywhere on the background, in some smaller areas, and I went outside of the color area as well, so that I would have a little bit of the effect of the iridescent glaze on the colors and some just on the white. So I got that down on my layout, and then as you can see, I decided that I was going to do a fun little cluster down here, fill this little area up, since the top here was nice and filled as well, so I don't feel too bad about my white cardstock, but I did frame it as well. That is a pattern of mine, you know. I either outline, ink, frame, or recently I've been doing a little bit of journaling also sometimes around these sides. Then I matted my photo, and I used another background that I had made, a watercolor background here that I just used as a thin matte. I used this using a 6x6 Starburst stencil, and then matted that in turquoise, a lovely turquoise cardstock, a little bit of a wider matte. Put that up on foam, and then got a doily out as well to give a little bit of softness and another shadow to the background. So I find that's fun. Adding these different details gives some interest because you can see the background through the stencil as well, of course. Then in my stash I had this fun trim, which are leaves. Now I know the leaves in here are conifers, and these are not conifers, but you know, the idea of trees, leaves, I still wanted to get that idea, and I thought it would add yet another fun texture and interesting detail. So I cut that up in smaller lengths, and I just had that coming out from behind the photo in 5 spots here, and one tiny little leaf down here in this area, because I wanted to replicate all of this down in this area, but really in miniature. So that is what I have done. I wanted to also replicate the doily, so I used a piece of doily down here as well, and then got my photo down. And in reality, once all of that is down, the layout is pretty much done. It really just needed a few little touches. I went into my stash and I had some lovely, excuse me, turquoise tealy glitter paper, and I punched some little tiny stars, added those into a couple of the nooks and crannies, got my title, Trail Day, which is exactly what that was, with becoming very quickly my new favorites. These are from Field Trip, Chamel's Field Trip. As you know, I long for the days of Fitzgerald thickers, but these are doing a very, very, very good replacement job, I would say. They're cardstock on foam, and the foam is the matching turquoise. Trail, these are some of my mini market alphas, and then I just put the year here, 2006, because that was part of my backpacking trip. And then just a couple of stickers. Fun starts here, do all the things, and great day. This was just a fun day. It was a cross-country and hiking trail in the Alps in Switzerland, and it was just, I did a lot of that while I was there. As you know, I was visiting friends, so it was a little bit of a downtime for me in the backpacking trip, and did just a lot of nature walks and spending time outside. So there you have it. That is my layout based on a lovely online class called Mixed Media Backgrounds, Volume 1, which implies there might be a Volume 2. Yay. Pop on down below, of course, and go on over to Sara's channel and see if you might be interested in any of her classes, or actually the membership that she has here on YouTube. And of course, to all of my lovely friends that are playing along today, and see what classes they are using. And we'll see you again next month for another For the Love of Crafting and Sharing. Thanks for being here. Bye.